Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another day of Declutter Week. I have in front of me all of my brushes and we are going to be going through those, and I'm just going to kind of try to go through it as quickly as I can, but I'm going to use the KonMari method as I have mentioned before. If you've missed any of my other videos that are surrounding the Declutter KonMari method concept, then I will link them below so that way you can watch those as well. And if you're interested to see me declutter or just go through and kind of talk through my brush collection, then just keep on watching. I've got two different lash curlers here, and I really like both of them. This one I got at Forever 21, and this one is a Shiseido eyelash curler, and it's actually really well suited for my eye shape. It's I've used it, but I just put it back in this box because it's hard to store these sometimes, so I like to keep the box. This has a little flat, I don't know if you can tell by me comparing them. This one on the right, this Shiseido one, is actually I believe a Korean brand, and it is flatter across. I don't know if you can really tell the angle there, but the one on the right here, the Shiseido eyelash curler, is flatter than this one, and I think that it suits flat eyes better, and I think it's pretty cool. So I have both of these. I kind of like them both, so I use them interchangeably. Now I'm going to go through my brushes, and I'm going to kind of try to go as fast as I can, but I do kind of want to go through them one at a time. I got these three in a set just recently, and my goodness, like, they're amazing. They're IT Cosmetics, and I think that they are just such good brushes. My goodness, this is a very nice blush brush. It's just the perfect blush brush, and it's not super dense. I think it's marketed as a contour brush, but it's too soft in my opinion and not dense enough to be a contour brush, so I just dip it into my blush, and I think is literally perfect. Like, this is the most perfect blush brush I could own. I have these two, and they are blush brushes from Real Techniques, and they're actually the same brush but different handles, and I really like them. But the problem is I feel like my small face, it's too big of a brush, and it just like diffuses the blush too wide. This, I feel like I have more control, so it's a really great brush. This is a powder brush. I think it's a really great brush. It's also very soft and not super dense. This is more dense than this, but they work similarly, and I think that they're just, I think it's a really great brush. And then this one is a highlighting brush, and I like it okay. I have two other highlighting brushes, these two, and I like this one because it's a Milani brush. So I like it because it is a dense brush, and it's just it's a great shape. Now this one is less dense. It's also the perfect shape, but it's less dense, so when I want to put a lighter highlight on, then I use this one. When I want it to be like a clear highlight, like to show up really well and not be as natural, I use this one. So I use these a lot. This one, it's not flat, it's totally round, and I like it okay, but I haven't found the greatest use for it. And it's similar to this brush, where I can put it underneath of my eyes and put my powder, set my concealer that way. I almost don't know how to use this. Like, I don't think that it's the greatest. But then I've got this powder brush, amazing. This contour brush, amazing. I've talked about this one in a recent video. This is also a contour brush, or like a bronzing brush. And it's obviously a lot smaller and a lot different, but I think that it definitely has a place in my brush collection. Let's go over my most used face brushes. This one and this one are the two best blending brushes that I own. I love these. I actually am considering buying another blending crease brush by Sonia Kashik. Boom. And this is a concealer brush. It's perfect to pack on my concealer, and I use it. It's super dense. Like, my goodness, it's so dense, but it's a perfect brush, perfect shape. I love it because I can just go tap, 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 and it's like, if I use this one for concealer, it's like less dense, and it's just too soft, and this is the perfect one because it like doesn't move, but it's still It doesn't pick up as much product as a sponge and therefore gives me more coverage when I want to use a concealer under my eyes and have full coverage. This I usually use to set my my primer, and it's a great brush. I also like to contour my nose, down the bridge of my nose with it, and it's a perfect shape. This one I don't use too often. I thought I would use it more than I do, but I end up packing a lot of shimmer on my eyelid with it, but it's almost too big for that. So, but I still think that I mean, it's one of my more used brushes. I definitely keep it around. And then this is a good inner highlight brush of the eye crease brush, and I like it. I use it every day almost, and yeah. Then I've got another e.l.f. brush. This is the small angled brush. It's just a good eyebrow brush, and I use it for eyeliner. If I want a soft eyeliner, then I usually take black or brown and just run this across my eyelash line, and it's a good brush. So those are my most used brushes. Let's talk about this. These actually go together. This fell off. I need to glue it or do something, but it's a little spoolie using for my eyebrows. And this is also a brush. I don't use this brush as much. It's kind of, the bristles aren't the greatest quality. Most of the brushes with this light pink AOA Studio were a fairly cheap brand. I think I got this with a container of brushes. It's actually this. It has a lid and it's a little brush holder, and you can take it to go. It's really great, and I do enjoy it, but the brushes were fairly cheap quality. So some of them I use and most of them I don't. I don't think any of them are in my most used stack here. But yeah, so I will keep this because of the spoolie, but again, it's like falling apart, so I need a new one. I've got this kabuki brush, Sabella. It came with my mineral, or I think I had to buy it, but it's I use it with my mineral foundation. And then I've got this cute little Too Faced kabuki brush. It's a flat buki, and I like it for blush. This is my Makeup Academy MUA Professional. Got this at CVS. It's a great foundation brush. This is my favorite foundation brush. It's very densely packed, much like the concealer one. I just think that they're very flat and very, they're good brushes. It's good for foundation because you can spread it around. There's another brush. This is considered a foundation brush, but I cannot use this. Like, it's very strange to use this, in my opinion, as a foundation brush because it like leaves streaks and it's just not easy to buff. I'm gonna set this down. Like, I'm not gonna go back and forth like this with this kind of brush. It's a lot easier to go like this with this brush than it is to kind of try to work things in with this strange shaped brush. I'm considering getting rid of this, although I have used it for things like face masks. So I don't know, I don't hardly ever use it for makeup, but I might use it for a face mask, so I think I'll keep it. By the way, I've got eyebrow plucker, tweezers, and then I've got this thing here. It's magnetic, and I got it with the Ardell magnetic lashes that was a total fail and didn't work, but I still keep these around. You know what? I'm getting rid of this. There's no reason for me to have this, and I'm not going to use it, so bye. Okay, so separating the ones that I already talked about and the ones that I need to talk about. I'm going to try to go through these fairly quickly. I'm going to be getting rid of probably a good chunk of brushes in this stack simply because I just don't use them, and I don't have a use for them, and I hope that maybe someone else could have a use for them. So let's see, let's go with this one. This is a very strange brush. It's not shaped well. I'm getting rid of it. This is a funny shaped brush that I have used clearly. I use it on my lower lash line, but I don't know that I really need it, especially when I have a brush that I like this one, and I think it's time for this to go. I don't like these bristles. They're like they're not good quality bristles, to be honest. This brush I do enjoy. I'm gonna keep it because I think that it's wider than this one and it's softer. It's good quality. I think it has a place in my collection. And then I've got this one here, which is similar to this, except for it is less dense. It's got longer bristles, than this one, which means that it's got more flexibility. I don't know, like I've used this for foundation, but I kind of don't think it's the perfect foundation brush. And I can't use it for blush or anything, so I'm considering getting rid of it simply because I just don't use it. These two brushes are good travel brushes, but honestly when I travel, I don't bring short brushes. I bring these brushes that I really like and use because I know how they work. And I think it's just time to get rid of these. These two came from the same collection. I think I'm gonna get rid of them just because I don't use them anymore. Oh, I do have some spoolies here. These are actually mascara things, but I might put them in over here. I'm considering getting rid of this now. I think I'm gonna keep this, even though it's kind of like annoying because it doesn't have this with it, but let's get rid of it. Alright. I got this brush, which is a good lip brush. It's a very, very tiny brush, but it's good to apply lipstick. Like if I'm doing someone else's makeup, I don't want to put the lipstick bullet directly on someone's lips, so I might dip with a brush and then apply it on their lips. This brush is a very interesting brush. I don't use it. I think to myself I have use for it, but I definitely have not had use for it yet. But I don't have any other brushes that are quite like this, so I'm going to keep it. Oh, this brush also came with those other brushes. I actually really like this brush. It's just a perfect shape. It's good. It's fairly good quality, and I think that I'm going to keep that one. This brush is shaped similarly to this one, but if I were to reach for a shape like this, I would reach for that brush. Let's get rid of that. This is a good brush for liquid eyeshadow. This is a good brush. This one is actually kind of like this, harder I want to say. This one is just obviously more flexible. So I'm going to keep both of those. This one is kind of shaped funny. It's got this funny little like, I think I'm going to keep this one. These three really are all very similar. They vary a little bit in size, but I think I'm going to get rid of both of these. I'll keep this one. This one is similar to my e.l.f. brush, so I don't think I need two of them. This is a better quality brush than this. And this one is a really neat shape. I actually really like this one. It's got like this doe foot shape thing. It's kind of funny, but I really like that. So I think I'm keeping, what, 4 of those AOA Studio brushes and getting rid of most of the other ones. So that was actually a pretty successful declutter. This one, I'm still undecided. Like, I'm going to keep it because I have this set. I think maybe I'll find a use for it. Whoa. But for the most part, I think I'm going to kind of keep it in another section. So, super excited to be getting rid of all that. Bye! And that wraps up my brush declutter. I hope that you enjoyed learning about the different brushes I use and maybe kind of somewhat talking through my purpose for each brush. I hope you will join me for more declutter week, and until next time, I will see you later. Bye!